So, do any of you remember those Mickey Mouse cartoons from the 1930s? Well, I hear that there was an unreleased episode, one unknown to even the most avid of classic Disney fans. According to sources, it's nothing special. It's just a continuous loop of Mickey walking past 6 buildings that goes on for about 2 or 3 minutes before fading out. Unlike the cutesy tunes put in it, though, the song on this cartoon is not a song at all. It's just constant banging on a piano for a minute and a half before going to white noise for the rest of the film. It wasn't the jolly old Mickey we've come to love either. Mickey wasn't dancing or even smiling. He was just kind of walking as if you and I were walking, with a neutral facial expression. But for some reason, his head tilted side to side as he kept this dismal look. Up until a year or two ago, everyone believed that after cut to black, that was it. When Leonard Maltin was reviewing the cartoon to be put in the complete series, he decided it was too junk to be put on DVD. But he wanted to have a digital copy due to the fact that it was a creation of Walt. When he had the digitized version up on his computer, he noticed something. The cartoon was actually 9 minutes and 4 seconds long. This is what my source emailed to me in full. Side note, he is a personal assistant of one of the higher executives at Disney, and an acquaintance of Mr. Maltin himself. Quote, after a cut to black, it stayed like that until the 6th minute, before going back to Mickey walking. The sound was different this time. It was a murmur. It wasn't like a language, but more like a gurgled cry. As the noise got more indistinguishable and loud over the next minute, the picture began to get weird. The sidewalk started to go in directions that seemed impossible based on the physics of Mickey's walking. The dismal face on the mouse was slowly curling in a smirk. On the 7th minute, the murmur turned into a blood-curdling scream. And the picture was getting more obscure and dated. Colors were happening that shouldn't have been possible at the time. Mickey's face began to fall apart. His eyes were at the bottom of his chin like 2 marbles in a fishbowl, and his curled smile was pointing upwards on the left side of his face. The buildings became rubble, floating in mid-air, and the sidewalk was still impossibly navigating in warped directions, a few seeming inconceivable with what we, as humans, know about direction. Mr. Maltin got disturbed and left the room, sending an employee to finish the video and take notes of everything happening until the last second. This distorted screaming lasted until 8 minutes and a few seconds in. Then, it abruptly cut to the Mickey Mouse face at the end of the credits of the end of every cartoon, with what sounded like broken music box playing in the background. This happened for about 30 seconds, and whatever was in that remaining 30 seconds, I haven't been able to get a sliver of information about. From a security guard working under me, who was making rounds outside the room, I was told that after the last frame, the employee stumbled out of the room with pale skin, saying, "Real suffering is not known," 7 times before speedily taking the guard's pistol and offing himself on the spot. The thing I could get out of Leonard Maltin was that the last frame was a piece of Russian text that roughly said, and I quote, "The sights of brings its viewers back in." As far as I know, no one else has seen it. But there have been dozens of attempts at getting a file on RapidShare by employees inside the studios, all of whom have been promptly terminated from their jobs. Whether it got online or not is up for debate. But if rumors serve me right, it's still online somewhere under, quote, Suicidemouce.AVI, unquote. If you ever find a copy of this film, I want you to never view it. And to contact me by phone immediately, regardless of the time. When a Disney death is covered up as well as this, it means this has to be something huge. Get back to me. TR, unquote. I've yet to find a copy of this, but it is out there somewhere.